Now, you seem like a pretty confident, smart guy, okay? And I get why you came in here and you spent the first 45 minutes avoiding certain things because they're very, very uncomfortable to talk with, okay? But even in this new version of it that you're telling me, where you were out there and you actually saw Miss Graber,
I saw her pull up.
You saw her pull up, and then you decided, oh, I don't want to be a part of this. That doesn't, I don't buy that for a second. Not for a second.
She pulled up and I knew...
Here's why. Can I tell you why that doesn't shake out?
Sure.
Because for 45 minutes, you were in here saying, no Chautauqua, barely any Jeremy, nowhere but my house. Then all of a sudden that confronts you with the fact of something that you already knew was true, and then your story changes, but not enough.
And just like when I've tried to get help, it just doesn't work. So then I was just kind of like giving up, and my grade kept going down, and then things got weird. Like I left for like 3 days. I missed 3 days of school, and there was a test on one of those days in Spanish, and I came back, and she was talking about the next test that they were going to be taking that week, and I'm sitting at the front of the class, and so she's like, projecting onto the class, and I look up and I say, hey, I'm just taking the one that I missed on the day that they take their test, right? And she goes, yeah. And so they had the test on this was Friday, I believe. And then in class I've been going over the material that I've missed, because even if I was here for it, I feel like I have to keep going over it. And I work, and I have a bunch of other classes to deal with at home, and it's just, I don't have much study time, and I struggle with procrastination. So the test comes around, and she hands me the test that the rest of the class is taking. And I say, whoa, this is not right. This is not supposed to be taking the other test. And she does this thing where it's very hard to talk to her in class. She'll go, oh, and then she'll walk away. She'll literally walk away, and like you can't talk to her. And I was looking at this test. There's no way I don't think I can answer like 2 questions on it. And then she kind of was like, okay, so here's the other test. And she was like, basically, she wanted me to take both of them that day. And then I was looking at this test, and I was like, this is bullshit. I can't do this. And then I walked to the principal's office, Mr. Stone, and I talked to him. And he's been well informed. Almost every generation of classes go down and try to get her fired or whatever. And so I just talked to him and told him everything that happened. It was pretty hard to take him seriously because he was in a big SpongeBob outfit for Halloween. But
so this is like last Friday?
This is, yeah.
So this just happened?
And so then I talked to him about it, and he took a lot of notes. He's a very good principal. He knows how to relate to the kids. And so then that was that. And then yesterday, I went down to the office. I forget what period, but he was just checking in and asking like everything's going, and I explained how. So since she's not tech savvy at all, there's like you familiar with Canvas and things. So there's all the classes are up, and then you click on it, and there's all the information and everything. There's not even a Spanish class. And so I have all this missing work, and I don't know where to find. Like I don't have a textbook you don't take home. It's all in my textbook. So we had been emailing her to get all the assignments. She was telling us all the things that I had missing, and then we went in Tuesday and had a meeting with her just to get all the handouts and everything cleared up. That went pretty well. I showed her the work that I had done with. I got a tutor for Spanish, who's my friend's mom actually. She's from Guatemala. She's great. So I did homework with her, and she was in pretty disbelief. The stuff that Ms. Grader was making us study. She was like, these verbs, you'll never use them when talking to somebody.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that aside. So then, yeah, we went over the work. That day, I showed her, Ms. Grayberg, the work that I had done. And so she graded that, and then gave me the rest of the assignments, and then I went to my mom's office with her after, and I did homework till about like 4:45, something like that. I don't wear my watch anymore, so I don't know exact times. And then I went home, ate some food, and went to my room and kept doing homework.
Okay.
And then she got back after walking the dog.
Okay. So what night was that you talked about doing homework and staying home with the dog? And
That was Tuesday.
Tuesday night. Okay.
That was Tuesday.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So I saw Miss Kraber Tuesday
On
at
Tuesday.
1:15, and we left the school on 2:30.
Okay.
Who were you with when you saw her?
I was with my mom. She came in.
Yeah.
Because she's very.
Yeah, well, I hear you. I'm going to go a little bit backwards.
Sure.
I appreciate, obviously, it's good input. And part of this is, I don't know if you saw other kids, we're talking to a bunch of kids from the school trying to figure out who knows and other teachers and everything. So, you play any sports or anything at the school, or
I do.
band? What do you do?
I do soccer, tennis. I don't have a winter sport. My mom wanted me to get into swimming because
Yeah, you're
my
kind of
wingspan.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not that great with
Okay.
coordination in the water.
So free time, you said though, you play video games.
Yeah,
Right.
I play video games. I skateboard.
Okay.
I like to skateboard. I like to get out. That's why I hate winter. Cause I'm very extroverted and I get energy from others. So going out is just not fun in the winter.
Yeah.
But seasonal depression sometimes. But
Do you take your medications for seasonal depression? Are you on any meds right now?
I don't have any meds. It's nothing serious. I've just noticed to myself, like, I
It
just
gets dark, it
depressed.
gets cold, and you're like,
And yeah, winter sucks here. It's so bleak and there's slush everywhere. It's just ugly. The trees look awful.
Yeah.
They look like me, skinny, long, bare.
But no meds at all or anything like that?
No, I just had my first therapy session yesterday, and you brought up some interesting points, but I don't think, no, we're not going towards meds.
Okay. What are you going to therapy for?
I just noticed myself falling off since freshman year was great, and my ambition and I was outgoing, and then the last like 2 months things got kind of weird and just with people, and it's hard being surrounded by, they're not dumb kids, but they feel dumb in your eyes, and it gets exhausting.
Mm-hmm.
Because arguing with a smart person is hard, but arguing with a stupid person is impossible.
Yeah.
So that kind of just, yeah. And then going towards summer wasn't so bad. But then this year, I just felt myself, I've been pretty depressed, and I have just a worse time trying to get started on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So my parents had tried to talk to me, but it just kind of circles with them. It just starts and ends in the exact same spot every time we try. So
Well,
I was like, I think
sometimes
we need
talking to a therapist
a
will.
professional person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was great.
We're not the alcohol or drug police.
Mm-hmm.
Do you use any alcohol on the weekends or anything like that?
No, I don't really like drinking.
Not a big drinker? Okay. Do you, on occasion or just never?
Rarely.
Okay.
It's very rare. And, has to be some teen stuff. Drinking as a teen sucks. You can't walk into a bar and get like a White Russian or, something good. It's chugging like Smirnoff behind Monster, It's like, it's not fun. It's just not fun.
Drug-wise, any marijuana?
I have in the past. But
I'm not going to call your mom and say...
She's very aware. She's talked to me. So for the past month and a half, nothing.
Okay.
Not a trace. I don't know. It's never doing much.
So dabbled with marijuana though prior to? Just tried it?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other drugs that you've tried in the past?
No.
Shrooms, acid?
No, no psychedelics.
Nothing exciting. Ecstasy, Molly?
None of the pills.
Nothing, just marijuana.
That's about it, yeah.
How about what else? Besides marijuana, anything? No? Okay. Except we're not the drug police, so I don't...
I mean, tobacco, if you like, I don't smoke tobacco, but like blunts and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I kind of realized, like, it's just, since I started with ambition and procrastination already, I don't need it, and since the town is so small and there's nothing to do, and being a thrill seeker is not fun, so looking for cheap thrills, it's easy, and I'm impulsive. But since I've been struggling with Spanish and whatnot, I figured it's best just to keep my head on straight. I barely have enough time to get things done as is.
I hear you. So let's walk through.
Sure.
Tuesday, you said is it Miss Gerber?
Miss Graber.
Graber. So I'm sorry, it's been a long day for us. So on Monday, you said you had a 4-day weekend, so no school Monday.
Right.
What did you do on Monday? So obviously you have a nice weekend to hang out. What do you do Monday?
Well, my mom, I know that I wasn't able to sleep in for any of the days because my mom was making me get up on, I can't remember if I went anywhere Monday or like in the morning, but I know that she got me up early and to do homework.
Okay. You leave the house Monday, go skate or anything? You said you
no,
like to skateboard?
she was on, I was here with her. She took my phone and she'll...
Excuse me.
Sure, do it. Yeah.
Monday she took your phone?
Well, she had taken my phone earlier that weekend because of Spanish and how I've been just like kind of putting it off. And she was like, she's great. She knows how to get things done. It's just sometimes the process can be pretty painful, but it works.
Yeah.
And so she just kind of makes my, like, no, you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything until all your homework's done. So that's a motivation.
So Monday you wake up, you get your homework done so you can leave the house. Like, is there a skate park or anything, or is there...
There's a pretty crappy skate park.
Okay.
But no, I didn't hang out with anybody at least because she wouldn't let me. I didn't finish my homework until Tuesday night.
Do you even think you leave the house Monday?
Not without her. I feel like, I remember, oh no, that's what I had to get up for. I had my vaccinations.
On Monday?
Right. That was, it was like, we had a window from 11 to 11:30.
Mm-hmm.
It was like kind of walk-in-ish a little bit.
You remember where you went for that?
Yeah, the health center, the hospital.
Okay. Did she drive you there? Did you
Yeah.
Okay.
We drove there.
Just you and your mom or anybody else?
Just me and my mom.
Okay.
And I got the vaccines. And then, did the stuff. And then we went back home, but on the way we stopped at Bountiful Bakery.
Okay.
But they were closed because it was 12. They're usually pretty fluctuating. So then we went to the Lunchbox, because it's a new restaurant. And it's pretty rare. You get some new good places in Fairfield.
Yeah.
So we went down there and got some lunch. It was actually pretty good.
So you go get your vaccine between 11 and 11:30. Afterwards you stop at the bakery, but it's closed, so you go to the Lunchbox, have lunch.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do after lunch?
Oh, well, no, we didn't. So we ordered to go because I didn't feel like being out. And they said it'd be a 30-minute wait. So I think she had some errands or she was going to walk the dog or something. So I got dropped off at home and she did what she needed to do, and then she picked up the food and came home. We ate. And then that afternoon I did homework.
So Lunchbox to go.
Yep.
You just go home
Uh-huh.
and you do homework. Okay. And you don't leave the house again Monday.
No.
And then
We went to my grandma's.
on Monday?
I remember my mom was surprised. Why are you cooking tonight? Usually she cooks Tuesdays, but she just texted us. So we had dinner was 7 o'clock.
Day.
I slept in as long as I could until.
Do you have your phone with you Monday? Does your mom give it back to you at that point?
No, I had a few points in the day because I'll ask her, I'll be like, can I just send out some messages or.
Does your mom work from home?
She can. Yeah, she did Monday because the shots and all that, she didn't want to have to go to and from work. So she worked from home Monday, but not Tuesday. So Tuesday I slept in till 12:40, and then just got up, did my morning routine, and then went to school to meet with Miss Graber.
Okay.
At 1:15, and then whatever we need to do, I already told you guys that.
So you guys are going over your Spanish homework. So you're there at 1:15 for meeting. Do you know about what time you leave there?
2:30.
2:30 when you leave. Okay. And obviously, Miss Graber, do you see her leave with you guys at all, or is she still at school?
No, I know that the school has said that the last time they see her on the cameras is leaving at 4. I know that she leaves at 4. School gets out at 3:30. Teachers usually stay an extra half hour or however long for kids to come in and do work, or they'll, keep grading and do what they need to do. So, no, she leaves at 4.
So she's there at 2:30. You said the school says she leaves at 4.
Yeah.
So you guys leave. Where do you guys go?
To my mom's office.
Okay. Where's that at?
She works at Centerville Insurance Advisory thing, on the corner of Low and we're pretty damn close. You know where the BP is? Across the street from everybody's.
In Centerville?
No.
So we're not from here, so it's pretty rare. So
I mean, you could just Google it real quick.
What's it called again? I'm sorry.
It's Center Point.
Center Point.
Yeah.
And it's like an insurance office.
It's like sustainable investing, and they're all about progressive. She works with her friend. He's her boss, Stuart Valentine. He's pretty great, and they manage a lot of money, and they're basically working towards people investing in renewable companies, like just progressive, moving into a new era, because we need to.
Yeah. Okay, so you go to her office.
And
I hang out there.
Yeah, they have a nice conference room, so I just sit down with a big table and pull out all my stuff, lay it across, and just work.
Okay. And then, do you know about what time you guys leave there? Do you leave there together?
No, I left first. I walked home around 4:45.
Okay.
And I went home and hung out for a little bit, and then went to my room and did more work. And then she came home when she got out of work. I think she walked the dog first. And then she came home, and I had a bit of a break, and then I did homework in the kitchen with her as she made dinner.
Okay.
And then my dog.
That's all on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
You have your phone with you all day Tuesday? And she gave you permission? Like when you're walking home, does she give you your phone?
No, she didn't. No, she told me that. So I asked her, can I just have my phone while I do homework? Because I do good in work environments.
Mm-hmm.
So once again, getting started, since it's hard, so like I'm at my house, I try to do that. So being at her office is pretty nice, because I feel like, okay, I'm supposed to be doing work.
Okay.
And so no, I had my phone while I was in the conference room, and then she said, you give it back to me before you leave. So
you left the conference room, she takes your phone,
I gave it back to her. I went home, and then, she came home. And she gave me my phone back Tuesday night after I finished my last homework assignment.
So if you had to guess, your phone, you don't have it from 4:30, 4:45 until when do you think she gives it back to you on Tuesday night?
I don't know, probably 8:30ish, something like that. Because she's studying to she has to pass these 3 crazy tests. She's already passed the first 2. They're just so tedious because she's getting a special license.
Okay.
And she'll be able to do, I don't know what exactly, but essentially she's going to be making more money. So we're both up studying at night.
Got it. And then, so Wednesday you wake up, you go to school?
Yeah, I just went to school like usual. I was there, and I had Spanish first period. I show up, and there's, we were running a bit late, because I remember, I was up all night, because I have this deep tissue injury that I got right here. And that was bothering me that night, so I didn't sleep well. And then the next morning, I felt pretty disoriented, and I got up at late, at like 7:40. And so she dropped me off. She normally doesn't do. and I'm up in the school 8:10.
How close do you live to school? Do you normally walk?
I'll walk or bike. I live 0.8, 0.9 miles away. I checked to see if I could get a school license.
Got it. You said you got a deep tissue injury. What'd you do?
That was from work, dealing with, there's this kid, Orlando. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Charmon. His younger brother, Orlando, he's a freshman and he's a real nuisance, and he's always hanging out around the kitchen, bothering us, trying to get free food. And I mean, it's just so annoying. Just the way he does it, and so he's always asking for free food and whatever. And then a bunch of sophomore girls come in, and they're all giggling and like talking to me and whatever. So I'm like, no, whatever, I'll phone back, whatever. And then I go out, I see Orlando standing by them, because he's also trying to talk to them. You know, he tries to talk to everybody at school, and anybody from school. And so I go up and I say, hey, I'm doing an order of fries. I can throw in some extra if you guys want fries. I wasn't doing an order of fries. And so that pissed him off. And he comes up and he goes, and he's like this tall on me. And he takes his fingers and he goes like this right here. And he's pushing me back, and then I stop and I say not at work, but he's still doing, because he'll horse around with me at school whether I want it or not, but at work, he's never worked before, so and so I said sorry. And I guess he must have hit just the perfect spot right here, because this was like 2 weeks ago or something. He got like right in between my ribs or something, and it
still hurts, huh?
Yeah, actually like old man.
And his name Orlando?
Yeah.
Okay. So Wednesday though, you get back to school. Spanish first period.
I show up, the door's locked and closed, and there's a mob of my class standing outside of it. I just walk up. It's obvious, it's apparent that Mr. Embry isn't there, so I got that, but everyone's just talking about it, making jokes, you know, as teenagers, and we do that. And then I sat on the steps with some friends as we waited, because the room's right by a stairwell. And then eventually the vice principal came over, unlocked the door, and we were sitting in her class waiting a while. The vice principal, she talked to us. She's a good conversationist. And then they just said, all right, we'll just have you guys do a study hall in the commons. So we just went down to the lunchroom and hung out. Ate breakfast. That was nice, because they do the breakfast till 9 o'clock for seniors, and if you have study hall first period and you have a certain, I don't know if it's like, if you're just not failing, but if you have a certain grade in all your classes, you don't have to go to study hall. So they'll come in, they'll just do 5 periods, so the breakfast goes till 9. So that was all laid out. That was nice. They had Pop-Tarts that day.
Got it.
Maybe I missed it, but who are some of your best friends?
Dill, Herlin.
Herlin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Best friends? I don't know. I have just a few. I have a lot of acquaintances, some close friends. I mean, Dill I grew up with.
And who are your top 5 snaps?
Blake Pumphrey. John Burnett. I don't hang out with him outside of school, but he's pretty fun in school. Also, I know he gets into trouble a lot, so I don't really want to go outside of school with him, because I don't like to get involved with stuff that I'm not involved in. Henry Phillips. Kate Allen. Trey Hunter. Is that hard?
You're getting there.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. So, As Dick mentioned, we're here, helping out with the investigation and trying to figure out what happened with Miss Graber. What do you think happened to her?
It's not like, she's a very routine person.
That's what we've heard.
It wouldn't be like her to just up and leave.
And when you say she's very routine, what do you know about her that would indicate that she's very routine?
Well, she's always on time. She's always where she says she'll be when she says that. I don't have too much of a personal relationship with her, but I know people that do, and I hear her say stuff like that. She's just...
Yeah. And who knows her that well that knows her routine?
Caitlin, I don't know her last name. She sits behind me in Spanish.
And they know her well enough to know that she's like very routine. I mean, one of the things that we're trying to do is trace steps.
And yeah, so since this town is so small, you can get information about anybody at the school pretty quickly enough if you just ask. So you can just it's just kind of lingering, it's floating.
Mm-hmm.
It's just information that you can get pretty easy.
Right.
I know that, she's native to Mexico. She could have just said, fuck it, and went. There's 2 weeks left.
Yeah.
I know that she has a husband. I don't know anything about their relationship.
Okay.
He would be. And her daughter, I think, lives in Mexico.
Yeah.
And I know that she has I don't know how many kids, but I know that she has more than one.
Sure.
But they've all, I don't know.
Okay.
You could have gone to one of them.
Fair enough.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Do you know of anybody out there that would have a serious gripe with Miss Graber that may want to hurt her in some way?
I know that there's a lot of kids that fall into the same boat as me in Spanish classes, and they don't like her. She's kind of an asshole sometimes. Not like her enough to hurt her. I don't know. I heard about her window being smashed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long ago that was. And then just yesterday, my dad, he had gone and actually had a meeting with her because I had been complaining to him about her and how this Spanish is kind of shitting on my GPA. And so he was like, okay, I'll go talk to her. And he just told me yesterday driving me to therapy, that he didn't want to tell me anything because I would still be seeing her. But apparently, so I didn't know that it happened all in the same night. Her house got egged and teepeed, and I guess the window was smashed. I guess I had them all at the same time. And that meeting, Miss Graber had asked him about it. That's how he found out. Asked him because she was suspecting me. And she was like, does he drive a white, I don't know, car? Does he drive a truck? And no, I have a white, right, no, it's not white. It's a blue, baby blue Hyundai.
Okay.
Sitting in the driveway, and I don't have a license. So.
Well, let's keep something out in the open before we go much further, because we don't want to spend any more time in here with you than we need to.
Sure.
So one of the things that we're doing, obviously, with you is like anybody who's had issues with her, we want to talk to and kind of get a feel to paint the overall picture, right?
Yeah.
And so, again, we're not here to come down on you if you were involved in an egging or a teeping, but if you were involved,
I don't.
But if you were involved, we want to get it out on the table now, so we can identify that and move on from it.
Sure.
Okay. So were you involved?
No.
You were not involved.
And I have no idea. Usually, people when something like this happens, you can find out, because once again, small town, people can be boasty. You never know when no word will slip from someone's mouth, and then it can spread.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard anything. And I could ask around, maybe find out, but I bet they're being real quiet, because it was pretty serious. I mean, smashing somebody's window, that's a big charge.
Actually, it's not.
It's not. Well, it could very easily become breaking and entering, right?
No, not for just...
If you smash a window and...
If you go inside and start messing around, that could be an issue. But So
for a high schooler, that's pretty.
Yeah,
that would look good.
So tell me this: is there any? Can you think of any reason why somebody might say you were involved with that?
Because we butt heads in class.
Okay. But like with a little bit more specifically, like anybody might say like, hey, listen, I know for a fact he was involved. Not I think he was, but I know for a fact he was.
What's the question?
The question is there any reason why somebody might say hey, definitely Jaden was involved? Yeah.
No, other than us arguing in class. No, I don't.
Okay. Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Invited.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I won't mess with it because it can just so easily go south. I feel like if a cop pulls up, it's just a hold.
Right.
A little evening fun can turn into a, permanent record.
Yeah. I was listening when you were kind of listing your friends. Are you friends with a guy by the name of Jeremy? We're acquaintances. And by Jeremy, I'm talking about Jeremy Goodale?
Yeah. We grew up together and we went to the same school.
How close are you?
It's like on off, because we're both strong, confident, good at arguing. So when we get along, we really get along.
Yeah.
And when we don't, we really don't. Okay. So we kind of just get more, surfacey.
Right.
But he's good. He's cool.
Okay, cool. When was the last time you saw him?
School.
Yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We usually sit at the same lunch table with some other people.
Oh, okay.
Pretty daily.
Okay. How were you guys yesterday? I mean, you guys on an on again or off again at this point?
Oh, I mean, we on. We didn't talk that much, but yeah. I know Dick was kind of focusing in on that Tuesday night when you had gone to your mom's office, and then you said you walked to your house? Yeah. Okay. It's just 5 blocks. Yeah. During that span from when you left school with your mom until you went to bed, did you ever cross paths with Jeremy? I don't think so. Like not on the walk or not going for a quick skateboard or anything like that? No, I know that he lives in the area, but I don't remember seeing him. Okay. And you never, again, we just want to get this out in the open now, just so. Sure. But yeah, there wasn't a time when you just said like, oh yeah, let's go skateboard or let's go do whatever real quick on that particular night. And I didn't have my phone with me, so. Right. But I mean, you could have communicated with your mom's office and said, yeah, I'll meet up with you, right? We could have, but no. You don't think you did? No, I did see him skateboarding. No. Oh, okay. He was, as I was getting home, he was about a block from me. I saw him. Okay. So it was up. Did you guys check quick or? Some small talk, nothing. Yeah. Okay. And then. What was the small talk about? I don't remember. I don't remember conversations like that. Okay. Very good. Right. Do you have your phone with you now? Oh, it's right there. Got it. Okay. Do you keep a lot of contacts on there? Kind of. Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good. Was he with anybody last night when you saw him? 2 nights ago, sorry. I know that he was hanging out with his kind of girlfriend that day, so I don't know if she was kind of weird to, maybe some friends pulled up and she went somewhere for a little bit and that's why he was skateboarding. It's kind of weird to leave your girl and go, skateboard off. So I think that was about it. I don't know who else he saw that day. I know that he's friends with a lot of people. So I'm kind of a stickler for words. Sure. And you mentioned that you think he may have with his girlfriend and then skated off. So again, it was only about a day and a half ago. So what was the conversation like? I mean, was it about plans for the rest of the night or when you crossed paths with him when he was skateboarding? Not plans. I cannot do anything that night, and it's a school night, so I'm not gonna be gone. No, and I was under constant surveillance of my mom, so I don't think we would have talked about plans. Maybe he talked about his. I
Just don't remember.
don't remember.
Okay.
Small talk.
Do you remember about how long you were hanging out with him?
A couple minutes. I don't know.
Just a couple minutes? Okay. And you don't think that he was with anybody else when you guys crossed paths on your way back to your house?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't say that I know that he was with other people or wasn't. I didn't directly see people with him, but I don't know.
Okay. All right. All right. Do you remember where that was? Like, is there a blue house, gray house, BP? I don't know, but where was he hanging out at?
I think I saw him coming down 2nd Street, was it? I don't know. Not
Okay.
There aren't traits.
Okay.
Nothing really there.
Okay. Yep. No problem. Okay. Step up. Yeah. Sorry about that. Do you need anything? I know you're getting low on your water.
No.
You good? Okay. You're probably stepping out is the same reason I stepped out. I had a lot of coffee, and I really needed to use the restroom. So, okay. So one of the areas that we're really looking into, and you talked about Miss Graber's routines, right? And so by talking to a lot of people, we've begun to learn what her routines are, right?
Okay.
And so one of the areas that we're really focusing on is where she would go on her routine walks when she got done with school out in that, maybe you can help me with the pronunciation. Chautauqua. That's exactly right. And so we're really focusing out there, okay? And so, again, we don't want to spend any more time talking to you or working with you than we need to. That way we can move on to trying to resolve this, okay, Shaden? So is there any reason why someone may have seen you out in Chautauqua on that particular Tuesday night? So again, we're talking about the night that you finished up at your mom's place, you walked home, you're going solo until she gets home around 8:30, you're just doing your homework, but is there any...
She wasn't home at 8:30.
I thought you said she did get home at 8:30.
No, I didn't get the time.
Oh, I thought for sure you did. I mean, because that was the time frame that you didn't have a phone.
Right.
Right.
I didn't get my phone when she got home.
Oh, you didn't get your phone then either?
No.
But it was around 8:30 when she got home?
No.
Oh.
She got home after when she got off of work. I think she walked the dog first.
Okay.
But it wasn't that late, no.
Oh, how late?
My grandma showed up for dinner around like 7:05.
Oh, okay. So she was home a little bit earlier.
Yeah, and she was making dinner. It was
to confirm that. So, I mean, if you get confused about
someone
that.
did.
Oh, really? They've already confirmed? Okay, very good. So, regardless, that particular evening, so we're not talking about last night, but the night before, Tuesday night, is there any reason why somebody might have put you out at Chautauqua?
I look like other people, and I was wearing a black hoodie, I think, that day with sweats. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you were wearing a black hoodie with sweats that day?
Yeah.
You think so, or yeah?
I was wearing these.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm always looking forward to the winter months because then I get to put on sweats and sweatpants and whatnot. So, okay. And you said you didn't have your phone with you.
No. So there's no way I couldn't have made plans on the spot. That's usually how it works here. We don't plan. Hey, in 3 days you want to hang out? It's like it's pretty spontaneous. It's just we're out. Or you see somebody out on Snap Map or on their story, and then you pull up. And So.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And I knew that my mom would be pissed because she told me. That's my mom.
Yeah.
She told me straight home.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I did.
Go straight home. Okay. And you said that you did cross paths with Jeremy momentarily, only a couple minutes, small talk, and
Yeah.
and what were you gonna say?
I just said, yeah, he was out.
Okay, got it. Okay. Okay.
I know that Miss Graber drives like a minivan.
Okay.
It's like a Honda. There, it was out in the missing description. She drives? Is her car at Chautauqua?
Well, we're trying to figure a few of those things out. There's been, Chaden, I'm going to be straight up with you, okay?
Okay.
So, this investigation really got accelerated quickly for us, okay?
Okay.
Things came together pretty quickly, all right?
Oh.
And so what we discovered pretty early on when I got called, we were advised that, we have a missing person here who was kind of doing her routine and then never finished her routine of coming back home,
Okay.
right? And so Chaden, when this type of thing happens, we bring in all the resources that we can. We bring in all the resources that we can, and it's difficult because when it's something like this, we try to make sense of something that doesn't make much sense. Okay, and I'm not sure that what we're trying to figure out will ever quite make sense. And so, as you're probably aware, we did locate Miss Graber, and unfortunately, she is deceased. Okay, and it's become pretty clear to us that at this point you're not being very honest with me. And I think I know why you're not being completely honest with me. It's because you've done some things in the last 48 hours that maybe in hindsight you wish that you didn't do. Okay, and by sitting down and talking to me.
It's news to me.
Okay, well, this isn't the first interview that we've done. Okay, we've talked to a lot of people. We've talked to Jeremy. Okay, we've examined crime scenes. We've examined abandoned vehicles. We've taken the time to examine social media messages and whatnot. We've watched surveillance footage of the area around where Mrs. Graber was located. And as I mentioned before, it's very clear that what you were telling me before is not completely honest. I'm sure that you wish it was. I get that. In hindsight, we all make mistakes and do things that in the moment they may seem to make sense, but in hindsight you think to yourself, boy, I wish that hadn't gone down the way that it did. So right now, what we need to do is kind of like the toothpaste out of the tube thing. You can't put it back in. Okay, all you can do is be honest about what actually did happen. And you understand that, right, Chaden?
Mm-hmm.
And so what I'd like to know is what happened to Miss Graber? Was this something that was planned out? Or was this something that was a very spontaneous thing that in hindsight you wish that maybe you didn't do?
I have absolutely no idea how she died. Who was
Okay.
I'm lost.
Okay.
I
Chaden.
did my homework
Chaden.
and everything because I want to.
I know. But Chaden, here's the thing is that as we're moving along very, very quickly, evidence is starting to mountain up. Okay?
Okay.
We're beginning to get way past the who of this, and now we're trying to venture into the why. Okay? And if this was a spontaneous thing that in hindsight you and Jeremy wish that you hadn't done, okay, and maybe things got out of hand, and once things started going, you couldn't step back, okay, I understand that. I can't say that I agree with it, Chaden, but I understand it, okay? But at this point, like I said, we're beyond the who, okay? We're beyond that point. Okay, now we're just wondering about the why. And what we haven't figured out yet, it's like we've got a line down a piece of paper, and we've got two theories. That this was an impromptu thing, that it's just like, oh fuck, this got out of hand, I was pissed, I was stressed, I shouldn't have done this? Or was this something that was planned out with time to plan it based on her routine that you said that you kind of knew about? That's kind of what I want to know. Was this just something that you had planned, or was this something that was just impromptu?
I didn't plan or kill anybody.
Again, we're past that point, Jaden. We've talked to people that have put you there with them.
Who has put me there with them?
Okay. I'm not going to tell them the same things that I'm not going to go to them and tell things that you said. I want your version of the story, okay? I can tell you, Jaden, that at this point, we have talked to a lot of different people. And when you have a crime like this, okay, when you have an incident like this, we have a whole staff of people looking at a computer screen and going through surveillance footage and thinking like, okay, mark that down, okay? And then you bring in people and they sit down and they talk, and when their information doesn't quite line up with your information, then we start to wonder, okay, well, is Chaden the type of kid that would just do this in cold blood and then lie about it and protect himself? I don't know. Or is he the type of kid who would say to himself, all right, I made a mistake, I'm freaked out about it, but I can't go back on this. Okay? That's what I'm trying to figure out, okay? Because like I said, when you have these people that are just stacking up evidence after evidence and after evidence, and I'm not the only person here, and Dick isn't the only person that's here. We have a lot of people working on this because we want to make sense of it. And right now, when I get handed a piece of evidence and I read it, it's black and white. It's very, very cold, okay? It's not until somebody explains what this means and gives it some context that it gives it some color, some warmth, okay? So when I look at the crime scene out there, when I look at that scene where she is, okay, when I look at that scene, I think, boy, that's very, very cold. I can only imagine what led up to this. It's not until I get to sit down with someone like you or like Jeremy who can actually shed some light to what was going on inside your head in the days or the hours leading up to this. But only you can write that story. I can't do it. I can look at the black and white. I can look at the black and white and make assumptions. And I see you're nodding. You get what I'm saying. I can look at the black and white and make assumptions, but only you can explain to me what was going on, whether this was your idea or Jeremy's idea or just completely spontaneous. Only you can write that story. What I implore you to do, don't let somebody else write it for you. Because that story is already being written by some other people. That's why we want to give you the opportunity to have this conversation.
Okay. I know that something was going down that day, and it was very sketchy, and I am very good with body language, and I knew that I did not want to be involved.
Okay.
And I got out of there because I want to completely disassociate myself from anything that would have happened.
You wanted to at that time?
Before anything happened,
okay.
I said, I need to get out of here. If something goes down,
mm-hmm.
I don't want to be involved at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I left, and I didn't assist with anything. I had no knowledge, but something was up, and...
Because it sounds like you did have knowledge. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I know it's just, I've been in situations where...
No, this isn't body language.
Okay.
Jaden, don't shortchange it now.
I'm not shortchanging anything.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that I've been in situations where I may not be involved, but I may be with the people that did it or whatever it was, and things go south very, very quickly as soon as officers show up and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that I could feel that this could be very easily be one of those situations
Mm-hmm.
And so I left.
Okay, tell me about the situation that you're describing. And remember, and before you get started, just kind of remember what I just spent about 10 minutes explaining to you. Okay?
I was at Chautauqua with Jeremy, and I see Miss Graber's car pull up.
And this is yesterday. Or, I'm sorry, 2 days ago, Tuesday night.
Right.
Oh, sorry.
And something didn't... I had some vibes, some prior something. Because I don't know what's going to go down. And so I did.
Okay.
And I don't know anything past that point other than the next day I see that she's not at school.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's back up a little bit. So, were you ever at your mom's work?
Yes.
Okay. When you went home, I assume you ran into Jeremy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's talk about that discussion.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead. I'll leave it open to you. Okay.
Okay. Conversations are very spontaneous with me and friends, so I can't remember what exactly. They can get interesting fast. But then we were walking down, and we went to Chautauqua, and I know that he was with his girlfriend, Zoe, and then we were hanging out for a little bit, and we were at the shelter that's... You can kind of see the parking lot, even though it's far off, you can see the parking lot.
Yeah. So you, Zoe, and Jeremy are at the shelter by the parking lot?
Not by the parking lot. But then Zoe has to leave. She leaves. And then shit didn't seem right. And I see Miss Graber.
Don't glaze over that. What didn't seem right?
I had heard prior things from the past week about just a lot of people talking about Miss Graber, and just, I knew something. I bet that there were other people at the park posted up, I don't know, on the trail or what, and I had seen some teenagers when we were coming, like in the distance going down, and it was sketchy, and I see her, and I think something might go down. I need to disassociate myself, because I'm staying on the right track. I need to keep clean record. I'm getting all my grades in. I'm getting as much college credit in. I'm not trying to fuck this up by becoming a suspect because of me being by something that just happened and being a teenager. And so I left.
Okay. So what other teenagers did you see out there?
I couldn't see faces, and they were far away. I couldn't identify.
Okay. But you were with Zoe. And Jeremy.
Zoe
okay.
left.
What did Jeremy have with him? What items did he have with him?
There was I think Zoe had a backpack that may have been his, or he was just wearing a coat, hat, gloves.
Did he have any items with him? Skateboard?
No.
Anything that could constitute a weapon?
Unless he had a hammer in his back pocket or something.
Okay. Did you?
No, I didn't have anything.
Did you have your backpack with you?
No, I left my backpack at my mom's.
You were walking with no phone? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
no phone?
My mom had my phone at the office. I left my backpack at her office. I said, "Do you want me to take this? Can you just take this home?" I took my laptop and the things that I needed. No, we didn't take my backpack there at all, I don't think. I just had like my loose books and folder and MacBook, and I took just the things I need for homework home, and I did that. Dude, you think I could?
Here's one thing that I've learned, Shaden. That anybody's capable of anything. They may not want to believe it, but I have a lot of good friends who are in the military or have been in the military. And one thing, I wasn't in the military, but we'll work shooting cases, gunshot cases, and we'll sit back and we'll kind of armchair quarterback what this officer did or this guy did or whoever. And one of the things they always tell me is, like, until the shit hits the fan, you don't know how you're going to react. Okay? Until that moment, you don't know how you're going to react. Okay? Now, you seem like a pretty confident, smart guy. Okay? And I get why you came in here and you spent the first 45 minutes avoiding certain things because they're very, very uncomfortable to talk with. Okay? But even in this new version of it that you're telling me, where you were out there and you actually saw Miss Graber,
I saw her pull up.
You saw her pull up, and then you decided, oh, I don't want to be a part of this. That doesn't, I don't buy that for a second. Not for a second.
She pulled up, and I knew.
Here's why. Can I tell you why that doesn't shake out?
Sure.
Because for 45 minutes, you were in here saying, no Chautauqua, barely any Jeremy, nowhere but my house. Then all of a sudden that confronts you with the fact of something that you already knew was true, and then your story changes, but not enough. Right? You get it, right? We're right back to where we started. You understand, Shaden, you understand how that doesn't shake out, okay? And as I told you, we have other people putting you a lot deeper involved in this than what you're explaining, okay? Basically, what we're trying to figure out is whether you're the ringleader or you're just along for the ride, because there's a big difference. That's a big difference in your character. That's a big difference in the person that you are. It's a big difference in the person that I'm talking to. Okay? So is this something that you planned out? Because you said a lot of people might be there, posted up. This is you and Jeremy.
No. Because the reason I'm avoiding Chautauqua and that stuff is because I knew that something happened that day, and I knew that I needed to steer clear.
That's not what other people are telling me.
I'm telling you that the reason why I was avoiding Chautauqua and Jeremy is because I'm disassociating myself from things that could have been involved.
Right. In terms of you leaving early, that's not what other people are telling me.
I didn't leave early. I left.
You may have left, but not before something was done. Okay? To what extent are we talking here?
To what extent?
Okay, are we planning it, or are we just along for the ride? And you saw some things that you didn't want to see?
I didn't plan anything. I had no input in any plans. And
Jade, looking right now, I can tell that you have a lot of regrets about what happened. Okay, we can't change the past, and it's a bitter pill to swallow. But all we can do right now is just put it on the table, because right now, the case facts as they are, they're becoming more and more clear. And you said you didn't plan anything. Okay, well, version 1, version 2, let's make this the last version. The last, final, truthful version of this. Okay? I'm not bluffing you. I'm being 100% honest with you. Okay, like I said, we have a lot of people working on this. I can tell in your eyes that you have regrets. Okay? But lies and the falsehoods and half-truths don't show a person who's remorseful about what they did.
We were walking down the path, the road, and there were other people.
Okay.
I'm telling you, this was not a one-person thing. There were 5, 6, 7 maybe.
Okay.
And I'm walking down, and then we get to there's another trail that heads off, and there's a bench. And I sat and I said, you can keep going, because I can tell you got someone's going. And so I shook him off, we kept walking, and then a few minutes later, I looked down, and I couldn't see who. There were multiple people around, and they were moving.
Moving what?
A body.
Okay.
And I freaked out. I had a panic attack, and I ran.
Okay. Who are these other people?
I couldn't tell you. Honestly. I couldn't see their faces. This was like...
It was Zoe involved?
Around the corner. No, not that. She's pretty short. I didn't see a short person.
Okay.
It was far away.
Okay. What weapons did you see?
I didn't see weapons because...
What motions did you see?
I didn't see motions, I just saw them moving something.
Okay. What verbiage did you hear about? Let's get this out on the table.
I was like...
No, not in the moment.
Okay.
But you talked about, like, I didn't plan it. Okay? Just take a deep breath with me. Okay. You talked about you knew something was going down, your spider sense. You didn't want to be directly in it. You're just in the outskirts.
Yes. It happened to me before with Sergio. I don't know if you know anything about that. It's happened before, and I hate it, how easily people can be involved with something, or not involved, but totally, like, becoming involved with the resolution or the case or whatever. I have seen it, and I've been in it, and I knew this is out of my league. This is worse than anything I've ever seen, dealt with. This is... I need to get out of here.
Okay. Okay. But you can understand where I'm coming from. When I have people who are saying you're in the middle, and you're saying you're out here, you can understand why we've got to ask these difficult questions. Because you know and I know a life was lost. And I get it, you're scared, but now's a point where it's like, again, we're drawing a line down the middle of a piece of paper. And on top of that piece of paper, on one side, it's those that are for Miss Graver, and those that are against her. Those who are looking out for number one. Because I said before, when shit hits the fan, nobody knows what they're going to do. I know what they're going to do. They're going to head to their corner. And when they get there, they're going to start pointing fingers. They're going to say, wasn't me. I was around, but it was Chayton, not me. Okay? So if in fact what you're saying is true, it's not quite enough. I don't buy that you didn't recognize people in that crew. Fairfield's a small town.
They were wearing masks.
They were wearing masks.
And hats. And some were wearing glasses. They did not want to be recognized.
Okay.
The point is valid. It's very easy to recognize people. Sometimes you don't know names, but you know faces.
How many are we talking?
They were overlaid, so like 8, I would say.
8 people.
6 to 8 people.
6 to 8 people. Okay. I imagine through previous conversations with Jeremy, you know at least the names of a few of them. And do you think that Jeremy's going to tell me that? That you don't know anybody else involved and that you were just sitting on the sidelines? You know how valuable these things are, right?
There's that he may have.
What do you mean may have?
I don't know anybody straight up that confirmed, because after the event there was no information disclosed. Nobody was wanting to give any names or anything. All I know is that all I can know is people that were discussing it beforehand, or just talking.
Well, let's talk about who was discussing it beforehand.
At school, I heard.
You said Blake Zaborski?
Zaborski. His mom's a sheriff.
Okay.
There's 2 twins. What are the names?
What's his mom's name?
I don't know.
Okay, but she's a sheriff in this county.
I don't know him well enough.
So he was one of the ones talking about it at school, about setting up. I don't mean to put words in your mouth, but you're saying that there was verbal plans at school about attacking her on her normal route and killing her.
Jokes, mainly, but I don't know, because what people can do is joke about something, but they're making real plans. And when you're in a room where there's people talking and you can hear things, you can eavesdrop, like you can focus your attention on things. I can't be 100%, I have a hunch.
So let's just start with people that were talking about it. Blake was talking about it. Who else?
Uh-huh.
And when you say Blake, what kind of things was he joking about? Like, what did you overhear him saying?
Talking about how she walks Chautauqua every day.
Okay. And how far back was that he was saying that?
2 weeks.
Okay. And who was he saying it to?
They're, Ben, I think, was the last name. I can check Instagram. The twins, their names are I want to say like he got it right. I seriously can't think. They're the only male twins I think at the school, so it shouldn't be hard.
Okay.
They
were talking about it as well with Blake and Ben?
Not with Ben. Not with Ben, no, but it's like at lunch, people are all in the vicinity of everyone, and it's to say someone's talking to is one thing. There were some girls, too.
Okay.
I don't know their names.
Who do they date?
What?
Who do they date?
What do you think? I know that, like, there were 3 to 5 girls I'd say talking to, and I think the majority of them are single. I don't know everyone's boyfriend. I may know both people, but I may not know that they're dating necessarily. So I don't want to.
Do you think what happened to Miss Garber was right?
No.
Okay. If somebody really hated your mom, and they planned out something like this, I bet you'd hope somebody that's in your position right now would remember those names. Because right now I'm getting kind of fucking frustrated.
When I get nervous, I forget names, too. I blank on things.
Okay.
It,
you understand where I'm coming from, right?
It's a one. I know the twins. It's a 1 syllable. It's.
We'll figure that out. Who are the girls?
Miriam is the name of one of them.
Miriam.
Caitlin.
What's Caitlin's last name?
I don't know.
Okay.
Honestly, I do not know.
Does she date anybody you know?
No. I'm pretty sure she's single. Yeah, she's single.
Okay. Tell me this. You said they were all wearing masks. What kind of masks were they wearing?
They're wearing, some of them were just pull-up, like, handkerchiefs.
Like up over the face?
I saw, I think, like, one surgical mask, like a, COVID mask. Just a black, it looked like. Have you been to Chautauqua?
Mm-hmm.
So, there's the way that says, do not enter.
Okay.
And then, there's the other way. So I stopped around at the back here, so then there's a straightaway, and then there's a little turn.
Okay.
That little left turn, and then it goes right up. And you see the parking lot and the park and everything. So if I'm here, that little left turn thingy, I couldn't see much from over there, except for when they moved into the woods. And then I went to the left and went up and got on the highway and walked all the way back.
Back up for a second.
Sure.
So you said were you sitting on a bench when you saw them moving the body?
No, I was leaning against the sign.
Okay,
the map sign.
The map sign. You were leaning against the map sign, and you said that about how far away were they from you as they were moving the body?
I don't know how far close to a quarter of a mile.
Oh, that far.
Probably. It's pretty damn far.
Okay.
It's like...
So after you saw them moving the body, what did you think? What did you do next?
I freaked out. I felt my face go...
I mean, did you wait for Jeremy to come back? Or?
Hell no.
Okay.
Hell no.
Did you go home, or what did you do?
Yeah, I went home. I went straight home.
You didn't reconvene with anybody there?
No, I needed out. No.
Okay. And nobody's gonna tell me otherwise, right?
If they do, they're lying. I left. No, I said that's enough for today. I don't do well with that stuff at all.
Yeah. What did people like Jeremy talk about was the plan once they located her on her routine walk?
I heard some things talking about they could do framed suicide because the train tracks are right there. I don't know what the plan was besides probably to either knock her out and move her and then finish the job.
How are they going to finish the job?
Well, it's probably whatever they knocked her out with.
How do you know they knocked her out?
Because she was not resistant. They were just dragging. And there were
people but you could stab somebody and not knock her out. So how did you know they knocked her out?
Yeah, there's that. I didn't say I knew that they knocked her out. I said they could knock her out and move her.
Okay, did you hear something from this group indicating that they were planning on knocking her out?
Did I say that again?
Did you hear, did you hear anything from anybody indicating that the plan was to actually knock her out as opposed to something else?
Mm-hmm.
And what was that? What was that plan that you heard?
All I heard was, we could knock her out and move her off. We could put her on the train tracks.
I see. So knock her out and then stage it like a suicide, like she got run over by the tracks or wanted to get run over by the tracks?
Sure.
Okay. And then you mentioned finish the job. By finish the job, are you referring to moving her onto the tracks? Or?
No, I'm saying because that's a public trail. You're not going to...
You only got so much time, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. They probably demobilized her very quickly when nobody was around, got her off, and then did whatever they needed to do.
Okay.
In order to not be seen.
Right. Have you had communication with Jeremy or anybody as a part of this group since then?
Mm-hmm.
And have you discussed it?
I told them, this is fucked. You're fucked.
You just mentioned you told them. So who else did you tell besides Jeremy?
No, I didn't directly tell anybody else. I said, this is implying you tell your people or whoever. This is beyond right.
And did you tell that to who?
Jeremy.
Okay. When did you tell him that?
Yesterday.
And how did you tell him?
I texted him.
On Snap?
I think we in a photo.
Okay. In a photo you told him?
You can take a photo and then you type.
Type in like, this is fucked. What you guys did was fucked. Is that what you're saying? Okay. And if I was to take a look on there, I'd see it?
No, because Snapchat, the messages disappear after they're opened.
Not all of them.
Okay.
But that should be on there?
There's nothing saved.
Okay. If I was to take Jeremy's phone, may I see that? Or if I was to write a search warrant for Snapchat after I did a preservation request? You're saying?
Because you get a notification if somebody saves it in chat or anything.
Okay.
Nothing was saved in chat.
Well, what I'm saying is Snapchat can preserve that. And what I'm asking you is if I go to Snapchat, because we've already had communications with them, there's going to be evidence that that message was sent where you said this is fucked. Or words to that effect.
Sure.
And it was only to Jeremy. And it was via Snap and not text message or WhatsApp or anything like that. Okay. Did you communicate with anybody else about it? Besides Jeremy?
No, because I could stay completely unknown, anonymous. I didn't want anybody to know that I played dumb at school.
What, where did you link up with Jeremy? Was it truly, I mean,
Yes.
did you make plans, or did you just
No.
happen upon him?
No, I saw him.
You just happened upon him. And what made you guys go out?
I had a dish slap on. I said, okay, I'll walk with you.
Okay. And Zoe was with him?
Not when I saw him, but she was at Chautauqua.
She was at Chautauqua. Okay. Okay.
And I don't think...
And once you got to Chautauqua, in what setting did you see her?
Who, Zoe?
Yeah.
She was at the shelter.
She was at the shelter. So you, Jeremy, Zoe at the shelter. Who else was at the shelter?
Nobody else.
Just you three.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see her pull up, and you're getting a spidey sense that, like, something bad's about to go down. What is it about their behavior that makes you think, like, fuck, this is not good? I need to...
I saw other people, and he noticed and looked, like, on the ready, and he pulled out his phone.
Okay. And was he sending a message out to them, like, hey, she's arrived?
I didn't see his phone.
It appeared like he was coordinating something, would you say? Or at least it appeared that way?
It could have been perceived that way. It didn't look that desperate, like,
yeah.
typing out real quick.
Right.
He just pulled it out. And
okay. And then she gets out and starts walking. Does he start to follow her?
no, he didn't start to follow her. I did.
You started to follow her?
Yes, because I said something was happening. So I let her walk a bit. I got on the trail, was walking down, soft. She obviously kept walking, and then I was waiting there, saw that, had a panic attack. I felt, is that adrenaline that hits you when you just feel your face get washed?
Yeah.
And I was like, my hands got all sweaty, and I kept trembling.
What were you planning on doing by following her?
By following her, to disassociate myself. I wasn't stalking her, following her.
Yeah, but I mean, to disassociate yourself, shouldn't you have gone in the opposite direction?
Leave, yeah, but I didn't know what these guys were posted up for. I was thinking maybe this was planned for me.
Like they were going to attack you? Why would you say that?
Because sketchy stuff like that happens, and there's very easily miscommunication in the amount of shit that people can do at school. They can say, oh, this person did this, and everyone freaks out, and will do everything they can to, like, get that done or whatever. And so I said, okay, I'm just going to walk on the path like a normal person. I'm just walking, and I was looking, like, hoping maybe some strangers would be around, so that way nothing would happen. And I was walking, and then I started to get it I started walking slower, to try and, like, look and see, like, what's going on. And then I got down there, and then I saw, and then I left.
And you said you saw a group, 6 to 8 people wearing masks, carrying her.
They weren't carrying.
Dragging?
There was like a huddle, and they were moving.
Okay.
And the thing is, Jeremy's tall, he's like 6'2", and he's got the poofy blonde hair. I didn't see a 6'2" person unless he was hunched over and, like, in the back.
So you're thinking he could have been the lookout or something? Or the coordinator of it?
A lookout would be, I think, reasonable to say, because that's like, yeah.
Did you wind up going back out the same way you came?
Rather than going straight out the street that goes in front of the high school, I took it's Burlington. Mm-hmm. I went across, because the street goes right there.
Right.
Got on that, and then walked.
Okay.
And turned on the square.
Okay. So, as I mentioned before, I'm going to be honest with you, your credibility is not great. Okay, based on the last couple hours, your credibility is not great based on version 1, version 2, and version 3, and now version 4. Okay? We can agree on that. But what I'd like is that this version be the honest and truthful version. And are you telling me that this is the...
This is perfect.
Okay. Okay. So, as you can imagine, knowing what we know now, and in examining what we're examining now, there's going to be a lot of time spent on her physically, the things that are around her, where she's at. Our crime scene team is already out there, you know, digging through the leaves and picking up little pieces of evidence. The vehicle's been found, so we're going to be going through that. So is there any chance, because what the last thing that I want is for 2 weeks from now to get a lab report on DNA located at the scene or in the car, the van, or anything like that that comes back to you?
You don't think it would have been possible for me to rub off on Jeremy?
No.
How so?
No. Transfer DNA doesn't work like that in the elements.
Like if my hair got on him, something like that, skin.
So you're saying that are you saying that we are gonna find your DNA?
I'm saying if something, I'm asking is this possible, because it's very possible that me being with Jeremy.
Okay. I'm talking about like if I go like that, or if I grab your wrist like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I take a swab and I swab your wrist like that, I'm going to find your DNA and I'm going to find my DNA. Okay? If I look at the items that are around her at that scene and I swab that head to you know, from front to back, and I put alternate lighting on it so it pops out when there's foreign DNA, is there any chance that your DNA is going to be closer to the scene than what you just described?
They used my wheelbarrow.
They used your wheelbarrow.
That we've had for years.
And how did that happen?
Because they needed a wheelbarrow.
Okay.
And I felt cornered.
When did you provide them the wheelbarrow?
I didn't directly provide them. I said I have one at my house, by my shed. You can grab it if you want. I'm not getting it.
Okay. When was that? When they said they needed a wheelbarrow?
That was the weekend.
Okay. And who asked for it?
It was at lunch, so there was a few of them.
You mentioned the weekend, though.
Yeah,
that's when they got it.
When they got it.
But last week during the lunch, they said we need
Friday or Thursday.
Okay.
They were talking about, it was like kind of a lunch table that was just projected at me that wheelbarrow. It was the twins, Jeremy and I said, yeah, I don't know.
The twins and Jeremy brought up to you that they needed a wheelbarrow.
I said it's rusted out in the middle. So whenever you're carrying them, like, you can't put a lot of weight in it or like breaks, that wouldn't work. Mm-hmm. And I asked what for. They were very indirect and it was weird. That's another reason why my spider senses became, because I remember asking for a fucking wheelbarrow.
Did you, when you saw them moving the body, were they using the wheelbarrow?
No.
Okay. It was just dragging and...
It was a huddle.
Okay. Then they came and got it over the weekend?
Yeah.
Who came and got it?
I don't know.
Were you not home at the time, or?
I don't know if I was home or not. No, I just saw that it was gone.
All of a sudden it was gone. When did you notice it was gone?
That would have been Sunday.
Okay.
Because the kitchen window looks out at the shed, and there's a blue and red wheelbarrow, and they took the red one.
There's a blue wheelbarrow, and there's a red one, and they took the red one.
The red one was missing.
The red one is missing. Okay. And that belongs to you and your mom?
Yeah.
You and your mom and dad?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But it's gone.
And so were the work gloves inside of it, which are the work gloves that I use. They're black EcoFlow gloves that I've used for a while.
Do you have surveillance at your house?
No.
Did you tell anybody else about them wanting your gloves?
No,
I'm sorry, not your gloves, but your wheelbarrow?
What do you mean telling them anything else?
Did you tell anyone else?
Oh,
that these guys came and stole your wheelbarrow?
Well, steal, I could borrow
You
it.
gave them permission. Did your folks ever ask about it?
No, because it's a shitty wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
My mom wouldn't
Easy to miss.
care.
Okay. And they never noticed that it was missing?
My mom never said anything, surprisingly. My dad doesn't live with us.
Got it.
Across the street.
Okay. All right. Anything else we're going to find out there that you want to get out in the open now?
Is there any witness protection?
Well, I'll say this. We are very discretionary on how and when information is revealed. But as importantly, like I said, people are going to be pointing fingers at you. Okay, your wheelbarrow's there. Your gloves are there.
My gloves are there?
Well, you said.
They were in the wheelbarrow.
Yeah, you said, right?
The gloves are gone.
The gloves are gone.
I don't know what.
But if they're there on scene.
I'm telling you, though, that if I were to wear gloves and be that involved and was involved with the process of moving her, I would not leave my gloves.
People make mistakes.
Sure.
But you're saying that didn't happen, right?
I was not involved. I didn't come in contact with it. I didn't know.
Okay.
Didn't even know.
And again, sitting down with Jeremy or the twins or the girls, nobody's going to put a weapon in your hand. And nobody's going to put you right in the middle of things.
In the middle?
And show and be like, hell yeah. Not only that, but he was there, he helped move the body. Scared or not, he helped move the body.
I didn't help move the body.
And no information that I'm going to reveal, because you understand where that takes us. I feel like we're having a good communication right here, but you understand that I could get a lab report and be like, well, I thought he was being honest with me. Guess not. That's why I want this to be the last version.
Okay.
Okay. And it took a little bit of prodding to even get the wheelbarrow story. So what else am I not asking about that's on your mind?
If you sneeze in the vicinity of somebody and you're would that?
I got my sneeze on your shirt, yeah.
And if you're
If I spit on your shirt, yeah, if I spit on your shirt, yeah.
If I didn't sneeze when I was with him.
I'm just talking about you physically present near the body. What is the closest distance that you got from her body? Ever?
Probably.
I take that back. Not ever. Post-mortem. Once she's dead, what's the closest you got to her?
I don't know if she was dead then, but the closest I would have been was however the distance is from the map sign to way at the end of that corner.
Okay. So when you saw them move her?
I couldn't really see the body, but I could tell that they were dragging something. I saw snippets between their legs.
Yeah.
There was something.
Did you hear noises?
I heard a thud.
Thud? How many?
I didn't stick around. Whether it was her body falling or something hitting her. I heard one.
Okay. Did you hear anybody yell anything like, fuck you bitch, or take that bitch, or anything like that? Didn't hear, just a big thud.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it'd be a bad idea to yell that if you're at a public park.
I think this whole thing was a bad idea.
Valid.
Okay. Tell you what, you need some water? You need to take a break? Bathroom?
No.
Okay. Tell you what, do me a favor. Sit tight here. I'm going to run a couple things past the guys that I'm working with.
Okay.
You sure you don't need anything? We got food, we got water, coffee.
Coffee would be nice.
Coffee be okay? All right. Very good. I'll see what I can do.
Okay.
You all right?
Good.
Not as good as I'm sure you wish you were. Okay. couple things came up. You talked about Instagram. Like you could find out Ben's name through Instagram.
Ben's last name.
Ben's last name through Instagram. Okay.
He's twins. I don't know if I have an Instagram account. I think I would have seen it by now.
So just through the integrity of, you know, not that I don't trust you at this point, but it's like we can't manipulate shit. So.
You want me to do it in front of you?
If you wouldn't mind. I don't even know how to get the passcode on this.
Ben's.
You mind if I just look at it?
Sure.
Thank you. Is that his last name, as far as you know?
Yeah.
And then, just in case I need to look back through here, what's your passcode?
It's 293855.
293855. Can you just show me nice and slow, just so I can see that it works? 293855. Perfect. Thanks. All right, let's flip this over here, if you don't mind. Thank you. Is this your driver's license?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to take this out and make sure you have that, because in case...
You can just throw that case out.
There you go. Okay, so a couple things came up. We talked about DNA at the scene, with the wheelbarrow, potentially the gloves, right? Depending on what's found out there. What about the car, the van? Were you ever in her car?
3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago you were in her car.
I moved posters for her.
You moved posters for her?
Uh-huh. She had a bunch of Spanish posters that she wanted in or out of her room. It didn't look like anything new was in her room, so I don't know what she was doing.
Okay.
And I was in back and front seat of the car for that.
Okay. Was she in the car with you at that time?
Yeah, she was with me. We didn't drive anywhere or anything.
Okay.
It was just her car was parked there.
Have you been in that car in the last 48 hours?
Mm-hmm.
You seemed a little bit hesitant there.
Yeah.
So were you or weren't you?
I wasn't.
Did you help move it? Did you help move it or get rid of it or hide it after the fact? Whether it's against your will or...
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Did you drive?
No.
You didn't drive?
No.
You in the passenger seat?
I wasn't in the car. I pushed it.
Pushed it down, yeah. Pushed it off to where it landed?
Yeah.
Okay. You were in the rear pushing it?
Mm-hmm.
Who was in the driver's seat?
One of them with the mask.
Okay.
I don't even know if I know him because I didn't recognize their voice.
Okay. You mentioned that Dill is one of your best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason why he would have said that recently you had a conversation with him where you said if she winds up missing or dead, it's you?
It's you?
It's you.
I would never say that to Bill because I know that he has a tendency to freak out. We had been joking about it for 2-3 weeks because of the way Spanish was going. And so I got with him and I said, "Oh, she was missing." So this was before I knew that people were actually planning some shit.
When did you say it then?
3 weeks ago.
2-3 weeks ago you said that?
And I didn't say it was me.
What'd you say?
I said, I joked and said, don't be surprised. Because she also has the wanted Dead or Alive posters, I think, in her room for herself. For some project that she did way back when. And I was referring to those two.
So you're saying that when you made a comment to the effect of, it was in jest because of difficulties in Spanish class? Okay. And so if he took it, in hindsight, as being something more than that's on him, not you?
I'm thinking I made it pretty clear that I was jesting, and I had no prior knowledge that people were actually planning on doing shit, and if I did, I would have never said that, because I wouldn't want anybody suspecting me. I'm not that stupid. And so, now that this has actually happened, now it could have been taken as, oh, it wasn't lying. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Still, no. I was planning on doing something to somebody, he would be the last person I would tell beforehand.
Okay. So, let me give you a bit of for 4 hours now.
Okay.
I've met with him. I'm not going to share exactly what he said specifically.
Okay.
But he's here. He has been subject to a search warrant. His house has been subject to a search warrant. His person has been subject to a search warrant.
Okay.
Okay? We also have a search warrant for this and for your residence, which is going on as we speak.
Okay.
So, as we go through that residence, are we going to find evidence of Miss Graber inside your residence?
Evidence of Miss Graber inside of my residence? No.
To be clear, are we going to find her blood on your clothes?
Blood on my clothes? No.
Think hard.
What?
Think hard. Took us a while to get to the wheelbarrow. Took us a while to get your DNA in the car when you helped push it down to where it landed. So, as investigators, as we speak right now, we're going through your residence. Are they going to find her DNA in your house? And if so, what is the explanation for that?
Not unless they use my trash can to throw something out.
Why would they use your trash can?
Because if you were to throw out evidence, you would go to a random... I feel like you wouldn't throw it out at your house.
Did they use your trash can?
Not that I know of.
Okay, so you're saying that you have no explanation. If we find a pair of your jeans in your room and it's got a blood smear on it, you have no explanation as to why that would have happened. Or your pants, I'm sorry.
Not unless there was blood on somebody that had touched me.
Okay. So as I mentioned, we have a search warrant for that. We're going to be collecting that. We have this technology called Cellbrite, which is it's a computer software where you plug in the phone. It basically takes a snapshot of everything on the phone. It puts it on the computer. We have a search warrant to conduct that sort of examination on your phone.
Okay.
Are there things that you're concerned about on that phone that when we look at it without some context we could take the wrong way?
My phone was used to talk. One of the twins borrowed it at school yesterday.
So one of the twins borrowed
your
phone?
He said, can I send a message to Jeremy? And I said, okay. What do you need me to tell him something? He said, no, I'll just talk to him. And so I don't know what he sent because you can't see it after Snapchat. after the message is opened, unless you or the other person saves it.
Right. So you're saying that yesterday at school, one of the twins, who you don't know the name of, came to you and said, I need to use your phone to send a snap.
No, he didn't come to me. We were sitting at the lunch table. He said, hey, can I use your
phone to communicate something?
Right, even though I'm pretty sure that he always has his phone on him. I said, where's yours? He said, bed.
Okay. So you're saying that if we find evidence, whether it be through this phone or through Snapchat itself, like the actual company Snapchat at their headquarters, of a message around lunch hour yesterday that was sent from this phone to Jeremy, it wasn't you sending it, it was one of the twins?
I don't think, no, I wasn't texting him at lunch, so it would have been...
It was somebody else using your device at lunch?
Right.
Okay.
But it was only yesterday that my phone was borrowed.
Okay. And I'm fairly certain that the school has surveillance.
Yes.
Especially in the lunchroom. Will it show you sitting next to a twin and doing a handoff?
No, because we were by the library. The door was open.
Mm-hmm. And who else was at the table at this time?
I wasn't sitting at the table, but there was, I don't know who, just the regular clique.
Okay. And you don't know this twin's name that asked you?
No, I do know his name. I can't think of it. It's... Oh, Caden, because both of their names are similar. It's like, I want to say Tate or Caden or a cross between them. It's... Fuck. I know his name. Another name. Keaton.
Keaton?
York.
Keaton York? And what's significant about Keaton York?
I'm remembering he was talking about plans too at school. I overheard.
What kind of plans was he talking about?
Just, I couldn't tell if they were jokes or for real. Talking about newspaper. And I couldn't make out significant words such as, like how they would do it or weapons or anything. I just know that he was talking about it. I caught snippets. It was like eavesdropped, but it was...
But you don't remember specifically what he was saying?
No, just, that's how it is a lot of the time at school. You hear people talking about stuff and you can get the gist, but unless you focus in on keywords or anything, you just, and based on memory, I just know that he was talking about it.
Okay. And when was that?
Last week, probably midweek.
And who does he hang out with?
He hangs out with Ben. And Blake. Previous name I gave you.
Mm-hmm.
Blake Savosky.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Marcellus.
Aaron as in a boy or Aaron as in a girl?
Boy.
So A-A-R-O-N.
Mm-hmm.
Marcellus?
Mm-hmm. M-E-R-C-E-L-L-U-S. Something like that.
Aaron go to Fairfield?
Yeah.
Okay.
I bet he wasn't involved because he freaks out so much for the littlest things. I mean, who knows, like you were saying before shit hit the fan. But he's just one of the people that Keaton's always hanging out with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Keaton also hangs out with the twins.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, can I not bring that in? Tell you what, stand by, I'll be right back.
Why did I? If only I stayed home.
So we got a map.
Yep.
Okay. So
This is the corner. And I was talking about, and key visibility is limited here because it turns in.
yeah. So if you're standing right here, you can't really see great
No,
until you come around the corner.
This is where they were. I'm down here. This is the parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
The shelter that we were at is like somewhere around here. And then I walked down along here, and then I stopped. Yeah, because this is the other trail. The map is like here, and so they're this far away. That's why I'm saying I couldn't really see shit.
They're all the way down there.
Yeah.
So like that's 200 feet. So we're talking 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. I mean that's a quarter of a mile or so. But you're saying that they were all the way down there doing their thing, and you were only right here. You were never up here.
I was here, and then to leave, I went back here. Because I lost my shit. I went here, and then just took Burlington back home, and then I got a message on Instagram. Since I didn't have my phone, I was telling people you can just you can use my burner Instagram account and to talk to me because it works on the computer.
Okay.
And so I got called out and they were offering $35 just to help push the car.
Okay. Did you get paid?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you got home. Did you tell them beforehand that they could reach out to you on Instagram?
Well, yeah, Jeremy knew. I posted it, I think, on my story before I got.
What did you post on your story?
I said I'm going to be off Snap for a few days.
Oh, I see.
And hit me up on Instagram.
Okay. So you got home, you got on your computer. Were you expecting communication?
I got on my computer to do homework.
So wait a minute. You just witnessed a murder and you went home and did homework?
I went home to resume, so that way when my mom got home, everything would look as normal as possible, because they said she would be home very soon. That's why I didn't want to go back out, and then they said, we'll give you $35. And so I hurried out there real quick, did what I needed to do, and...
Who paid you the $35?
One of the, I don't want to say, I think.
Sheriff's Office Deputy Line, Sheriff's Office Deputy Line.
And the key got stuck in the ignition after it had been rolled off and it wasn't coming out. And each of us were trying to get it out, and since
So you just touched the key?
So, yeah, we were trying, and then the lanyard broke. And so they just threw the lanyard.
Okay. So you were inside the vehicle?
I wasn't inside, the door was open and I was pulling.
Okay. Well, you were inside trying to get it out. Okay.
So,
okay.
You should find... It was just beautiful like this.
It was $35?
Mm-hmm.
Do you still have the $35?
Yep.
Is it at home?
Yep.
It's not here? Okay. Okay. What's your burner account?
It's...
I need to see you.
Okay.
Okay.
It's the username, but it's just like there's nothing on it at all. There's no profile picture or anything. It's probably like XXZ, some...
Yeah, we'll get that in a second, okay? Looks like we're done. Your folks are here, and they've indicated that they don't really want you talking to me anymore.
Okay.
Okay. That being said, that's fine. I'm done. But you're being detained for the time being. We have a search warrant, like I said, for your phone, your residence. I believe we also have a search warrant to take a few photographs of you, and then also take a look at your hands and whatnot.
Okay.
Okay. So if you don't mind, if you wouldn't mind just putting your hands right on your lap like this. Okay. All right. We'll see what we can do about that. So we'll get back with you in a second. But for the time being, just sit tight, okay? Do you have any questions for me?
When will you be done with my phone?
It could be a while. I mean, depending on how long things last, it could be a while.
Okay. How long will I be chilling here?
Don't know. That's not my call.
Okay.
Do you need anything?
Should have been homeschooled. Fuck.
Hang tight. You said you do not want this? Okay. Very good.
You know how that broke? It wasn't dropping it or anything. It was doing what you did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Line one, please.
I guess I'll take another bottle of water.
Yeah, I can't get for that.
What time is it?
It is 9 o'clock in the a.m. You're right back with you. You said a bottle of water?
Sure.
Still up?
What?
You didn't eat those donuts?
No, I have half. It's hard to go through that much.
Sugar. Hey, I'm supposed to get a hold of Zoe. Do you know her number?
No, I don't.
So, what's her last name?
I have no idea. I barely know her. She's just in my English class. In the back.
Alright. Someone called in and said she wants to talk to us, but I'll make him. Alright. Anything else? Good?
Yeah.
We turn the light off so you can sleep?
Sure.
Alright.
Thank you.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
You got some food there, huh?
Yeah.
Donuts and chips. Good stuff.
Exactly the breakfast of champions.
I gotta get your DNA.
Okay.
Two swabs as part of the search warrant we got for you.
Sure.
Okay.
Simple.
And I'm remembering some more names now, too.
Yeah, I'll talk to the guy you were talking to.
Okay.
See what he wants to do about that.
I'm blank.
You did a good chance to talk to your mom and dad?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Said bye.
I'll see if he wants to come in here. You want to talk to him again then? I take it?
I can.
It's up to you.
I'm
man.
thinking more about it too, and I think this is bigger than we think. Because I don't, the ringleader, he didn't involve himself physically, and I don't know, because all the people were masked up and everyone was staying anonymous. A few people
Everyone was what?
staying anonymous, and then, like, kind of to each other, and it's a little scary how it feels like there's something more, like...
There's definitely a mess going on here. I'll see, I'll go talk to him, see if he wants to come in here, all right,
Sure.
and see if we can figure something out, all right?
Sure.
Alright, I'm not gonna ask you any questions. If there's something you wanna tell me, feel free to speak while we do this. I have to put your fingernails.
Okay.
So, or there's something you wanna tell me, feel free to holler away. I think earlier you popped your head out and said something about Kenny or something.
Yeah, I remember one of the names.
I said, got it. Yeah, do you have anything else to say and wanna say it? I will document it, do it for that guy. He's out interviewing a few other people right now.
Okay.
We're gonna start with your left hand first. Do you have any nails at all?
I have a stump thumb here because it got cut off with limestone rock.
And then just hold your hands out like this. There's no nail. Move a little bit off your left index finger.
I asked him about witness protection because I feel like in this situation they knew that I'm the bitch, I'm the pussy, I could be the snitch, and they know that I'm a people pleaser, and I am easily manipulated or convinced, or I don't like to keep people waiting, or so if they make a big enough deal, I'll do what they want. And a lot of this shit I was resistant about, and I was given plans. I wasn't given date, but there are text messages from Jeremy about plans, and I pretended like I wasn't freaking out, and that was fine. So I was doing my best to just be chill because I was worried that I could easily be in this Greybird's position. So I, matched my energy or whatever for the time being. Secretly freaking out. So I felt like I was going somewhere with this.
You were talking about witness protection because there was a plan and you were given a plan. You said there were some more people involved.
Yeah, there's more people involved. I think another person, his name's Chase. And I knew more names than I was telling him because I'm fucking scared. I'm gonna be real. I'm really scared.
Are you more scared of them or are you more scared of what's going to happen?
I'm more scared. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'll be honest. We're part of the major crime unit.
Okay.
So we don't show up for bullshit. I mean, we typically work homicides. Kidnappings, homicide. I mean, there's a reason that we are here. We don't work low-level bullshit cases, so... I mean, if you want to talk to him, we can have a conversation with you. I mean, earlier, did you say you wanted an attorney? I missed all that stuff.
I didn't say that, no.
Okay, I mean, do you want to have another conversation with us?
I don't... Maybe.
It's really up to you. I can't force you to. Obviously, you've been read your rights. You have a right to counsel. If you want to have a conversation with us, we'll sit down and see what else you have to say.
I could...
You have to also understand, we've been working since 5 o'clock in the morning yesterday. So most of our guys are on about hour 30 or 32
Okay.
of straight work. So we're kind of running out of that bubble of when we're willing to sit here and be lied to versus when we're willing to sit here and actually have a productive conversation. Because if we're going to be lied to, we can go a lot of places to get lied to, or I can go to my bed and lie down. So if you want to have a productive conversation, obviously you've been told your rights. You know, we're not going to make any promises or guarantees to anything you have to say to us.
Okay.
But our goal is to gather the truth.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you want to initiate another conversation with us, we're all ears, but that's up to you.
Okay. The other guy, he's busy?
And interviewing somebody else that came forward.
Okay, because I also know that, so on Snapchat, you can rotate accounts. If you've logged in before, you click log out, log in information, and then, like, you can swipe between accounts. And I was sending messages about the plan, like, reacting, and giving bits of input to make it seem like I'm not something that they have to worry about, even though I'm shitting myself. And I know that I do streaks, so the way it like works, you can, after you send a message or whatever, that person's at the top. So with streaks, when people send me stuff, it quickly like fills up and there's irrelevant stuff. But I know that my account was used Saturday. Something was sent between Jeremy and I didn't send it, and I know that because I didn't have my phone. So when I saw that he was up there, I knew that wasn't.
So who's the ringleader?
I don't know, because they weren't. I never got any direct contact with them.
Here's the deal: you're not stupid. You know who was putting this plan together. You know the plan. You know who was there. This is back to that whole I've been awake for 30 plus hours.
Yeah.
I don't have time for you to sit here and tell me I don't know who was there because they're wearing masks. This is fucking Fairfield, Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
You can drive down the street, see a guy in a hooded sweatshirt with his hood up and go, oh, that's fucking Bill or that's Bob. Because you lived here your entire life. It's small town. You've already told me on this. So if you're going to provide...
I know that the ringleader was not there physically. I know that he didn't deal with the body.
But here's the other, if you're going to tell me some bullshit story, if you don't know who the ringleader is, who was there, who wasn't there, I personally don't have time for it. Because you have enough people coming forward saying, this is who did what. So This is your chance to tell your side of the story.
All I know is...
So who's the ringleader?
I had no direct contact.
You're pointing at...
I'm saying no, I have no direct contact with... I had no contact with the ringleader. All I know...
So who's the ringleader, though?
I can't tell you that, and I'm being dead.
Then how do you know?
Because they were telling me that they were conversating, and that they were getting plans. Kenny, Keaton, probably Jeremy, other people.
Okay, so Kenny, Keaton, who else?
Their general group.
So who else is in that group?
So they were all conversing.
Okay, who's they?
I don't know all of the names.
But you know more than two. You said their group.
Ben.
What's Ben's last name?
Sidores.
Okay, what's Keaton's last name?
York. And Chase. Yeager, I want to say.
Yeager?
Uh-huh.
What's Kenny's last name?
I don't know that.
No.
But he has a twin brother. And I was just getting extreme. The way that people talk, it's really fucking confusing because you don't know who they're getting the information from exactly. They're just telling you something.
So what was the plan?
Over text.
What was the plan?
To wait for her at Chautauqua because she goes on a walk after school every day.
Was Jeremy there?
At Chautauqua?
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Who else was there?
Ben.
So Jeremy was there. Ben. Who else was there?
He didn't talk, but I think he was there because it looked like his body.
Who hit her first?
I don't know, because from where I was at, that goes around the corner. All I heard was the thud, and then there's just a very little bit of view that I had when they were moving.
How many of them are moving her?
6 to 8.
6 to 8 people were
Yeah.
moving her body.
Oh, there was also girls there.
What girls were there?
I think Caitlin. I don't know her last name. I barely know her at all.
Who would she know in this group? How do we find out who Caitlin is? What class is she in?
Probably, I don't have any classes with her. I think she's a junior.
And what's she look like?
She doesn't. I think she goes to Pence. She's
Pence?
blonde. She's like 5'7".
What other girls were there?
And like 2 others. I didn't
So
know
you
who they were.
think Jeremy, Ben, and Keaton were there with 3 girls?
And yeah, possibly there were possibly more people. I don't know if Chase was there or not.
So you said this is part of a much bigger plan. What's the much bigger
I'm not
plan?
saying weird. I'm saying they're like whoever set it up, or there may have been more people that weren't there, but told the people information. I don't know.
This is Fairfield, Iowa.
Yeah.
There's not some fucking Fairfield mafia.
No, I'm not saying there's mafia. I'm saying kids at school could plan and
Could have. So what was your part of the plan? Just to follow her as she walked?
look out for people.
So who are you communicating with, saying there's nobody else on the trail? Who are you sending those messages to?
I didn't have my phone with me.
So you're just supposed to walk around and follow her on the trail?
Sort of. I didn't really follow her. I stayed on the one side, and I told them I'll just run over if I see people. Because I didn't have, my mom had my phone.
So who'd you tell that you run over if you saw people?
What? The group.
Okay, who was in the group? So Jeremy, for sure.
Jeremy, he's tall. And he's got...
So every person in the group had a mask on, you couldn't tell who they were?
No. Not every person.
So who was there that you can say for sure was there?
Caitlin.
Okay.
And I know that Jeremy, I think he was a lookout too. Because he could have been moving the body too. But I feel like I would have seen...
Do you understand how much trouble you're in right now?
No. I understand. This is pretty fucked. And
You're giving me a half-ass story, kind of like you gave Agent Kedley.
Because I'm really fucking nervous.
So you should be, because somebody died. That's murder.
That's murder.
Which in the state of Iowa, first-degree murder is punishable by life in prison.
A life sentence is 25 years.
No, a life sentence is you leave prison in a cardboard box. That is a life sentence in the state of Iowa. So if you want to sit here and fucking go back and forth about who was there, who wasn't there, who this was, I've been here for fucking way too long to sit here for you to give me this ring around the rosy of...
Because I'm not sure, I don't want to give you the wrong names is what I'm saying, because this is a very
You know who was there. None of this, you're fucking smiling about it.
In a sense, no.
Somebody just got their fucking head bashed in. Like, that's not funny.
I'm aware. I didn't do the murder. I wasn't directly in front of the body.
You just helped. You just helped as a lookout.
I looked. I was the bitch, and I was being used.
But you don't know anybody that was there, which is pretty fucking sad for Fairfield. Because you know everybody in this goddamn town.
No, I do know who was there.
But you don't, because you said it's maybe Caitlin, maybe Jeremy.
No, Caitlin was there.
Okay, so
Jeremy was there. I met him first, and we walked to Chautauqua. Keaton was there.
Okay.
And one of the twins, I couldn't tell who. If not.
So maybe Kenny or the twin.
The other one, yeah.
And what other girls were there?
I don't know the other girls' names. I don't.
So how do I find Caitlin? Is she in your phone?
No, I don't have contact with her.
So how do I find her?
These are, I don't know.
So I go to Pence and look for a junior that's a blonde named Caitlin.
This was set up so that people wouldn't know who everyone was.
You know, everybody, dude, it's Fairfield.
I'm aware.
So who set it up? Who said, let's go to the park at this date and time? Who told you to go?
Jeremy.
Okay, so did Jeremy set it up?
He didn't. He probably had influence in the plan, but I don't think it was his sole idea, no.
And why don't you think it was his sole idea?
It doesn't seem like Jeremy, and I don't think he would care that much to kill Miss Graber. And I don't either. I was failing her class, but I'm not gonna fucking kill a teacher because I'm failing their class. And I got my homework in. My plan... I don't need her to die to pass. I gained nothing from her death.
So Caitlin's there with 2 other girls. Maybe Chase is there.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeremy's for sure there, you said.
Yep.
Chase is a maybe. Caitlin's a for sure. Is Ben a for sure there?
No.
So Ben's a maybe. Keaton's a maybe. Or Keaton's for sure there.
I'm fairly positive. Fairly positive. Like,
That Keaton was there.
mm-hmm.
And how do you know that?
Because I've been around him a lot and I recognized his height. He didn't talk, but it looked like him. He was wearing a surgical mask and pit vipers.
Mm-hmm. So Jeremy's for sure there. Caitlin's for sure there. Ben maybe. Keaton, fairly positive. Chase maybe. Part of the plan is Keaton York, Kenny of the twin, Ben S, and Chase is all part of the plan. You don't know who the ringleader is of the plan, though.
Correct. I'm pretty damn positive that there was one, because somebody would have had to been telling them all what the plan was, and, you know, in order to not have it get mixed up. And just
So how do you know there was a plan?
Because I was informed of it.
Yeah, who informed you of the plan?
Kenny.
So Kenny, the twin,
Mm-hmm.
informed you there's a plan to kill the teacher. What did Kenny tell you exactly?
That she walks to Takla, and that she's basically putting herself right where you can hide her body, and basically that, and...
So Kenny says the plan is to kill her?
Implied. He didn't straight up say it. And
Did he say
Jeremy
it via
texted
snap
it.
or via...
He told me in person.
Okay,
And-
when was this?
Had to have been like 2 weeks ago.
So this has been going on for a couple weeks. Not once in the last 2 weeks you thought about, like, maybe I should call the cops because these guys are going to try and kill a teacher?
I thought about it for sure, especially after it happened. I seriously considered, but I'm terrified.
Who are you scared of?
The twins, Jeremy, because he can snap, he's a hothead. Chase, Keaton, not so much. But, yeah, and I'm the pussy here. And so when Jeremy was texting me about stuff, I tried to match energy and not make it seem like, oh, you know, I'm a person that you have to worry about. And
Was he texting you or snapping you?
he was snapping. Snap.
So when we recover all your snap messages, because it's snap, as much as it deletes, it still retains.
Okay.
What's it going to tell us that we need to know about right now?
He told me that he's at Chautauqua. I can't remember all of them. You pull them up, I can definitely tell you, like, give context. Yesterday, so I didn't know what they did with the body. All I saw was after it was moved.
Did you see where they dumped the body?
No, they took it. I'm pretty sure the plan was just to go down the train tracks. Probably not towards town. But after school yesterday, I left and it's right by the tracks. And so I like to walk up, and it's just like a block away from the road that I get on to go home. So I walk up, and I'm walking on the tracks, and I'm seeing bloody rocks. I see a blood trail going towards the big bridge.
Mm-hmm.
So I was taking rocks and throwing the bloody rocks off into the woods to take care of the evidence. And I texted Jeremy and told him.
You were throwing bloody rocks off the trail.
Yeah, I said, yeah.
What did Jeremy say?
I don't think I think he just sent a photo reaction. I don't know. It was.
Okay. Did he take any photos of the body?
No, there were no photos taken of the bodies. I didn't. As far as I
Were
never got anything
Were
sent.
any sent to you?
I didn't get anything sent to me.
Okay. So you're telling me that there was a bigger plan to kill her that's been in plan for about 2 weeks.
Right? And that's why I don't think that those guys could have enough effective communication to structure something like that.
And that Kenny was the one that told you about the plan about 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
You think that Kenny, who's a twin, you don't know his last name,
Right.
Keaton York, Ben Hess, and Chase were all involved in the plan. Jeremy was also involved in the plan, right? But you don't know who the ringleader of that plan was.
Right.
And then on the night or the day in question, you said there were 6 or 8 people there. One for sure was Jeremy. One was possibly Ben. Keaton, you're fairly positive, was there. Caitlin was there. And 2 other people. But you don't know how I find Caitlin, because she's a blonde that goes to Pence.
Dirty blonde.
What?
More dirty blonde-ish.
Is she good looking? Is she heavy set? Is she skinny? What's she drive?
She's kind of, there were 2 cars there that belonged to them. It was a white BMW.
Whose car is that?
I don't know, because all I saw was the cars there when I was leaving, and the cars were at where they drove the van off.
So white BMW, a car, an SUV, or what?
Car, like four-door, just small, regular,
Okay.
you know, BMWs. Right?
What other car was there?
And then all looked like 1985, like farm truck.
Whose truck was that?
I don't know, probably Ben, because he lives on a farm. I think he's country, but it could have been Chase too, because he's also country.
What color was it?
Is it red and silver?
Was it nice or like truly an old beat up farm truck?
It's kind of beat up. It wasn't like hanging on by a thread, but you know, a truck.
And was that truck also at where they dumped the minivan at?
Yeah, it was driven there because they drove everybody, and I don't think they needed me to push it in.
So you literally leave the place, you go back to your house. How do you know they need help pushing the van?
Because I opened my laptop and I posted on my story when my mom took my phone. I said, I'm going to be off Snap. You can text me on Instagram, because Instagram works on computers.
Yeah.
And my DMs, I had a notification.
Okay.
And so I opened it, and they said...
You go over your Instagram. What's your Instagram account name?
I don't know, because it's my, fake, kind of anonymous burner one. It's got a random ass username, just keyboard mash.
Okay. But if I pull up your phone, I'll have access to it.
I deleted it. I don't know if you can...
Is it on your computer?
Yeah, it was. I don't know if you can you pull out the account and it's deleted?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, the messages were on vanish mode, which works like Snapchat.
Mm-hmm. Did you get a message from who?
From Jeremy, saying we need to push the car further off into the bush, because
from Jeremy's real account?
I don't know.
Okay.
He doesn't post on Instagram.
So you get a message from Jeremy that says we need to push it further off in the bush?
Yeah, and I said, I'm at home. I'm freaking out. My mom's probably going to be home soon. And they're like, but it felt a little threatening. And so I knew that my mom was going to be out walking my dog for a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So I raced down there quick.
How'd you know where to race to?
Because they told me where they were.
And who's there? Just Jeremy?
Mm-hmm.
So you show up there, and who's there? Nobody's wearing a mask at this point, because nobody's there.
The group except for Ben.
Ben's not there.
Ben's not there. And
so who's there when you show up?
I think one of the girls was gone. Keaton, I think, whoever the fuck looked like Keaton.
Oh, he's not wearing a mask at this point, because it's...
No, he was. He still had it.
Okay, so you show up and it's Keaton?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Keaton, Jeremy, Kenny, Caitlin.
This is when you're in the vehicle dump. So there's 2 vehicles plus a minivan.
Right.
And who's there? Keaton? Jeremy. Who else?
Caitlin.
Okay.
Did I say Kenny?
Keaton, Jeremy, Caitlin, Kenny.
And one of the other girls.
So there's 5 people there?
Yeah, yeah.
So who's the white BMW belong to?
I don't know. I've never seen it before.
A girl or a guy?
Probably Caitlin or one of the girls that I didn't know.
Okay.
And so someone gets in and pushes on the pedal, and then we all push on the back and get it a bit further in.
So how many of you is there push on the back?
3.
So when we pull the fingerprints, yours is going to be on there.
No, because I had gloves, because it was cold and I biked there.
So you bike there.
And everybody else was wearing gloves.
Okay.
And then we push it in further. They give me the money.
Who gets the
Ben.
money? Oh, they said Ben wasn't there.
Or no. Keaton.
Earlier you
I
Ben
said
gave you money.
Yeah. I said the last guy, he gave it to Keaton. Keaton gave it to me. I think it was Ben's money. Either that or Miss Graberg's money. That could have
So
varied.
Keaton gave you $35.
$35.
But Ben wasn't there.
Yeah.
So Ben, you think might have been there during the other thing.
Right, so I guess it couldn't have been Ben's truck unless someone borrowed it, but I don't see why Ben wouldn't have
Chase wasn't there either.
Chase was there.
So Chase was there for the dump of the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And what's Chase's last name?
Jaeger?
Yeager.
Mm-hmm. And so then I take off and I get home, and lucky me, my mom's not home. I delete the Instagram account and look natural.
Totally not going to girl this morning. And you shit your pants.
I was kind of scared, but I was...
Yeah.
Did I look that nervous?
I work in Cedar Rapids where people kill each other all the time. So it's no big deal. In Fairfield, I think there's been like 3 homicides in the last 30 years.
What's the definition of homicide?
Homicide, murder.
Murder.
Causing the death of another.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
How much longer are we going to be here?
Until I got paperwork.
Okay. And where will I be moved to?
Juvenile detention.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what cost that?
Huh?
What cost that?
I don't know. I work in Cedar Rapids. I have no
Okay.
idea. It's about my first time to Fairfield in several years. So, alright, I'll go back to check on you a little bit.
Okay.
Hey, what high school does Caitlin go to?
Pens?
Isn't that your high school?
No, our high school's FHS. She goes, I don't know what.
Hey. Morgan. Is there a high school here called Penn?
Penn's is the elementary school.
Yeah, Penn's the elementary school.
You said she's
Isn't
a
it?
junior.
Yeah. What's the...
Is there another high school here?
I mean, the high schools around here are going to be Pekin.
Pekin. Fuck, why did I... shit. I think I'm... Fuck. Well... Fuck. Fuck. I didn't do this.
How come surveillance video doesn't show a BMW or that shitty truck leaving the park? I don't know. You said you saw the cars in the park, and the video shows the van and a silver truck.
There's...
A nice silver truck.
They parked
Huh.
by the highway.
That's where they parked?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because when we were leaving, we walked down there and got in the cars. Because the road where the van
So
was...
you left when they were all leaving?
No.
You just said
When?
when you were leaving?
Yes. when they got me to move, because they needed help moving the car, we went,
Dude, your story sucks. You just need to be honest. It's really that simple. Like, your story sucks. If you want to be honest, I'll sit down with you and try version fucking 19. You just said when we were leaving.
I'm trying to protect my own ass.
That's the
Not
problem.
from you guys.
But that's the problem. You're still telling a half-assed fucking version of the truth, which doesn't work. So we call it the snowball effect. So you tell a little fucking lie, and by now your avalanche makes no fucking sense because you're full of shit. So, like I said, I've been awake for way too fucking long to listen to a bullshit story.
I ran off first. They said they needed me. I rode back.
So your story now is you rode home.
No, I ran home.
Ran home.
Rode my bike back.
To the park.
Right. They said, because it would be too hard to explain where the shit was, they said go to the park, you'll get picked up. I went to the park. The white BMW was there, where they parked off the street by the park department. I'm assuming the truck had been parked there, but the truck was where the car was dumped. I got in the car, and they took me.
You told me fucking 10 minutes ago you rode your bike to where they dumped the fucking van.
No, I rode my bike to the park. They took me to where they dumped the van.
Okay. Do you want to be honest with me and have an honest conversation? Because if not, I'm just gonna, I don't.
I'm telling you honestly, I didn't ride to where the van was because I didn't know where.
You just told me though 10 minutes ago that you rode to where the van was.
I rode to where her car was.
Oh.
They took me to where the van was because, I mean, I couldn't have figured out.
So who's driving the white BMW then?
Caitlin.
Can you think she was the pecan?
Yeah. I heard that.
From who?
Ben.
Okay, she's a dirty blonde junior that drives a white BMW.
Yeah, she's a junior.
4-door car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what color was the interior?
Grayish black.
Okay. So you leave, you run home from the park, you get home.
Shitting myself. Get home, they convince me that they need help. They say, I say, okay, well, where the fuck are you? They say, it's too hard to
So when I post
give
the surveillance
directions.
video, we're gonna see you riding your fucking bike back. Because if I waste my goddamn time.
What surveillance from the park?
No, there's all the houses around that park have fucking cameras. Which
Okay.
is how we know what vehicles came and go.
Right. I took Burlington,
Okay?
the street, took it down, and then I got picked up at the end where the park is, and then they took,
And the apartments right there. So there's gonna be surveillance video. You said that they're parked at the apartments right there?
No, not parked at the apartments, parked at the park department.
A park department.
Yeah, you know that, there's an office building thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I took the,
So when I pull the video, there's gonna be literally you riding your bicycle back there.
depending on where the cameras are, I
So you left your house, went down Burlington.
took Burlington, went around one block because I know there's modern houses there, and I was assuming that they had cameras. I could point out the street if you pull up a map. I have no idea what the fuck it is. Went around, came to the park, got picked up, got driven down the street by the baseball field, and they took the
What's
left.
your address at home?
51 East Stone Avenue.
East what?
Stone Avenue.
Alright, so here's your house, right?
Mm-hmm. I went.
You leave your house,
Mm-hmm.
and where do you go?
Left my house, went down.
So you go. And where's your house at from here?
It's right there. Do you guys have deodorant? Like, I'm not even wearing a
So you
shirt.
ran 1.2 miles as the crow flies, some more like 2 miles. So you're running at.
I didn't run all the way. I
Okay.
ran for when I could. I used to do I was on a high school cross country team in 7th grade.
Okay, so 20 minutes. You're home.
Yeah, roughly.
Okay, so you
I
get
didn't
home.
have a device on me, so I couldn't check the time.
So you get home. You check your Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and it says, "We need help."
We need help pushing the van off.
And you
And I
reply
was pretty resilient.
And so who are you replying back and forth with your DM?
And Jeremy.
Jeremy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think he has a fraud account too.
Okay.
Because there was no profile picture and it looked like a random ass name.
How'd you know it was Jeremy then?
Because he's messaged to me before on that
On that
account.
fraud account. Okay.
And so then I ride my bike down there, get picked up at the park. They take me down and then we push the van off. Keaton, I'm pretty sure, gave me money. I think it was Ben's or that or Miss Graber's.
So you get on your bike, you do that route you just told me. You park right behind this car store. They're parked right here on the road.
Area where you can pull off just right up there.
Right here?
Yeah.
Or right up here?
No, not up there, not that far.
Right here.
Like, yeah.
Okay. So they park there. You get in their car. You go down. You help them push the van. They drive you back.
Mm-hmm.
Drive you off.
Drive me off. I get on my bike and go.
Okay. And you're in Caitlin's car.
Mm-hmm.
White BMW. From Pekin.
They didn't all these when she did. I said, okay, I need to get the plug back home.
Okay.
She said, okay, you're fine.
What did they tell you when you were riding the BMW about what happened?
They didn't. I was too afraid to ask about, or I didn't want to know.
Somebody just killed somebody. People are talking. What are they saying?
That they knocked her out, moved her, and they're gonna move the body later.
And who else is in the car with Caitlin?
Nobody.
Just you and Caitlin.
Mm-hmm.
So she tells you that they knocked her out. They moved it. So it's just you and Caitlin in that car.
Mm-hmm.
So when you interview her, she's gonna tell me the exact same thing.
Unless you want to. You guys have like, I need deodorant or shirts or anything?
I don't have any of that.
Okay.
I wish I did, because that changed my career.
Do you want to come with me, man?
Sure. Yeah, this is, I never touched this.
Both Miller and Goodale initially pleaded not guilty to the crime, with Miller even telling detectives that he was forced by her real killers to help them hide her body and drive her van. In the end, this was nonsense. It wasn't until roughly a year after the murder that investigators released the likely motive. Willard Shaden Miller was so upset about Noema Graber giving him a bad grade in her class that he hatched a plot to kill her. That is all. It affected his grade point average, and he felt he had to take matters into his own hands. Jeremy Goodale just went along for the ride. In the spring of 2023, both Willard Miller and Jeremy Goodale pleaded guilty to first-degree murder. And in July of 2023, Willard Miller was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 35 years. He immediately appealed this verdict. In November of 2023, Jeremy Goodale was sentenced to life in prison without parole for 25 years. Iowa law does not permit juveniles to be sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, and both of them being 17 at the time of sentencing worked in their favor. Willard Miller is appealing his life sentence, and I can only imagine Jeremy Goodale will do the same. Thank you so much for watching. We have a ton of cases in the works, many of which you have never seen, so make sure you're subscribed. We will see you in the next one.